Welcome to the channel. We are at the heart of big changes in this country. That's why we created this channel. We want to show you how powerful the media is and how it affects the election. I'm talking to Mr. Mark Bichachi. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you very much. How are you?
A pleasure. Yeah. Thank you to have you. We are looking at a lot of changes on the political scene. How do you see the earthquake? Or well, is it a real earthquake?
There was no earthquake there. You cannot be acting like a duck, talking like a duck, and then when we finally discover you're a duck, we are surprised. We know that Musalia MUdavadi, for much of last year, even if you follow the comments of one of his senators, you knew that he was inclining himself towards the person of the deputy president, simply because, number one, we know that Uhuru Kenyatta had promised him the presidency. Uhuru didn't deliver. That, of course, led him to join, not to run alone, then join NASA later on. And then, of course, he's constantly felt betrayed by Raila Odinga. So there was no earthquake there. You know, if you see the skies are gray and you see thunder, you know it's going to rain. So I don't think there was an earthquake. I think the earthquake, though, might be more internal for the person of Musalia MUdavadi, because I think he's going to lose his constituency if he had one in the first place.
Do you think it will be a repeat of 2002 when Musalia immediately was appointed vice president by Moi, and when he went home he had a very bad reception? Do you think that can be repeated this time?
I think it's already being repeated, simply because I think it was the other day when he was in Baringo and he was saying how he's actually Kalenjin. And of course that then doesn't look well for their merger, because this is then two Kalenjins coming together. Also at the same time, he's stood firm, saying he's going to go the whole hog, he's going to stand for president, this is the time. And then of course he was the biggest chance for the Luyas to be united, so of course he's shot himself in the foot. I don't see him get the gains that he hopes to get from joining UDA. I don't see it happening. In fact, I think William will get the same number of votes he would have gotten without MUdavadi.
There has been this talk that Musalia actually, when his mother died, he did not even acknowledge, and when the other mother died, he acknowledged the Cherono lady.
Yes.
He claimed that was his mother. How did that affect him?
Well, you know, Kenya is a country of tribal politics, and tribal identity matters. If you want to understand how much it matters, we know very well that George Saitoti had some Kikuyu blood in him, and he never spoke about it. He never spoke about his Kikuyu background, knowing full well that he wanted to be identified with the Maasai constituency. So for him, whether you like it or not, it is going to affect him, simply because he's not going to come out looking like he's a pure Luya. He's not going to come out looking like he's courageous. He's not going to come out looking like he's consistent, because his message has changed suddenly, and now William Ruto is a saint. He didn't have this opinion before. So yes, these are things that are going to affect him negatively in the next election, yes.
How do you see the chances now for the various candidates? I mean, there's Raila Odinga, there's Kalonzo, who still claims is on the race, or in the race, but not made clear. How do you see the chances? Don't you think this boosts Raila a bit in central Kenya?
Well, I'll tell you this, that Kalonzo Musyoka, if he was to run, would be hard-pressed to consolidate the Kamba vote if he was to run alone. And he would definitely come in third. That is the best he can hope for. Why coming in third is important to him, I do not know, because I do not think those are enough votes to force a runoff. And if he doesn't force a runoff, then why did you run by yourself? It's going to be a waste of money, a waste of resources, and even then you're going to depress your voter base even more. So in my view, that gives us a two-horse race between the person of Raila Odinga and William Ruto. So who's got a better chance. The truth is, the person with the better chance is going to be Raila Odinga, given the current turn of events. Number one, Raila Odinga seems to be climbing the mountain, and William Ruto seems to be descending, because right now the senior most politician within his camp is Musalia MUdavadi. Musalia MUdavadi is a Luhya. So is will the Kikuyu Mount Kenya region then get a candidate from William Ruto? It's looking unlikely. And if there's no candidate from William Ruto, then will the Kikuyu vote en masse for William Ruto? If he doesn't have a Kikuyu as a DP, if he doesn't have someone from the mountain as a DP, the chances are no. Secondly, he's now coming late into the race, trying to secure a ground that he's not spent time on. So he spent a lot of time in central Kenya. He put in a lot of effort in making sure that central Kenya was on his side. Now it doesn't seem like he's focusing as much, and as he's spreading himself across the country, he's spreading himself too thin, and his ally is going to be happy. If you look at Moses Kuria, for example, he's doing his own thing. Kiunjuri is doing his own thing, you know. And I think the only boost he got was when Kafogo went and during the ANC launch to be there. So these are the many dynamics that are there. But right now, the tide seems to be turning towards Raila Odinga's side.
The aim of Ruto is to get support in Western Kenya, which is an area where Raila has already made a lot of
historical support. Yes,
historical support.
Yes.
Now, I would have thought that he should actually have tried more in central Kenya, because if you are going to try to get support where somebody has already made a lot of inroads, you are just spreading yourself thin, as you say.
Exactly, and you know, it's a tricky gamble, because he needs to remember that Boni Halwale has not helped him in Western Kenya.
Yes.
I don't think Mudavadi is going to fare any better. His fortunes are dwindling. Wetangula, well, there's nothing to speak of. And then, you know, at the same time, you've got DAP Kenya, which is getting a lot of attention from leaders in Western. And then let's remember that the new political party act favors the Azimio model more than the UDA model. So it's I don't know who's advising the deputy president. Perhaps he's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat and then nominate a Kikuyu anyway. But if he does, that will be a tricky thing, because again, if he makes the mistake of nominating a Kikuyu, then he can forget the Luhya vote in totality, because what will Moses MUdavadi come and tell the Luhya?
I think you're right, because you have mentioned the issue of this guy, of Boni Halwale,
yes,
who was really campaigned for Ruto in Western Kenya.
Yes.
And it didn't seem to be making any inroads. And that's why Ruto had to get MUdavadi.
Yes.
And Wetangula.
Yes.
So the question is, can MUdavadi campaign harder than Boni Halwale?
Can MUdavadi campaign? That's a good question.
Yes.
His stint in One Kenya shows us he can't.
Yes.
His stint running alone in 2013 shows us that he can't. He will be literally, you know, Ruto called him a Cerelac baby. I want to congratulate him, because he just got a political baby. He has to carry MUdavadi. William has inherited a problem, and he will have to carry MUdavadi throughout. There's no other choice.
Look at it regionally, this election.
Yes.
We have Coast, we have Central Kenya, we have Nyanza, we have Western, Northeastern, Eastern.
Yes.
Who takes these regions?
Well, so Western and Nyanza, you've got to give advantage to Raila Odinga. Perhaps Ruto has some hopes in Kisii, but that's 50-50. Kisiis don't vote as a bloc 100%. He might have some hope in Luhya Western, but that's again going to be a sprinkling. Luo Nyanza, forget. Then you've got the Kalenjin Rift, that definitely you give to William Ruto. ASAL regions, you've got to give it 50-50 because they will be torn as they usually are. Then you go to Nairobi. Nairobi is largely an ODM zone. It has been for a while. So, and I don't know whether Sakaja can pull Sonko magic in Nairobi. So, in my mind, Nairobi, give it 60% Raila Odinga.
Central Kenya?
Central Kenya, if you split it, I think recent polls have put it at almost even Stevens. So say 50-50 between Raila and Ruto. Coast, you've got to give it to Raila Odinga. In fact, I'm here to confirm, I think Aisha Jumwa joined Azimio yesterday. So Coast, you've got to give it by and large to Raila Odinga. Eastern is still Kalonzo's playground, but remember they voted twice with Kalonzo and Raila. So will William Ruto make inroads? I don't know. So right now, regionally speaking, I'd give Raila Odinga an advantage over William. Because a place like Coast, the kingpins that Ruto has, are they going to be able to dent Kingi? Are they going to be able to dent the Sultan Joho? I don't think so. I don't see the Coast moving, and I don't see Western and Nyanza moving. Right, the place where William can play, and I see there is movement both sides, is Central. Yeah.
Central Kenya.
Yeah, that's where they play.
So you should be concentrating more in Central Kenya.
Yes, but you concentrate at the detriment of losing the rest of the country. So you've got to balance. But yes, the battle is for Central Kenya.
Not Western, not...
really, in Western Kenya, I don't think Musalia MUdavadi is going to bring those votes. Yeah, and let's not forget Oparanya is a powerful force, Kivuta Kibwana is a powerful force. So Raila Odinga, in harnessing these governors, is also going to give, if Kalonzo doesn't join and Musalia doesn't join, he's got governors who can give them a run for their money. Yeah.
Now, we are facing a situation whereby, you know, the money factor, a Sonko factor.
Yes.
Do you think a candidate with a lot of money can come in and sweep the deck?
Now, who's that who has a lot of money?
Let's say like Ruto, based on his money. He just
well,
the deck.
Ruto has been spending his money for the last 4 years and a full blast. And I can tell you, I think he's reached his plateau. I don't think his money is going to change people anymore. I don't think there is someone in Nairobi or anywhere today who is going to get Ruto money and change his mind.
Okay.
And also remember that when you go at something for so long, people get used to you. So Ruto's deck, I think, is stacked. Raila Odinga is just starting to spend money. I don't even think that ODM has even put together his campaign machinery yet. But he has the support of the Mount Kenya Foundation. He's got the support of the president, if the president's words are to be believed. So there is going to be a money battle. The only person with enough money to cause any form of ripple is Gideon Moi. But the question is, will Gideon Moi go against Uhuru Kenyatta? I bet you not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So what do you think when it reaches July? Can you give us a scenario? What do you think would happen?
July, I think what July is nominations.
Yes.
So if Ruto stays with MUdavadi and Kalonzo joins Azimio, then you could have another Raila Kalonzo ticket. And if not, then you could have a Raila Martha Karua, Raila Peter Kenneth, Raila, you know, someone from Central ticket. Simply because if Raila picks someone from Central, it boosts his numbers in Central. And once Raila Odinga boosts his numbers in Central, add the cost, add his traditional votes, even if you remove Ukambani in totality, listen, Ukambani is 1.2, 1.5 million votes. Central Kenya is 6 million votes. If you give Raila Odinga 3 million votes and deny him Ukambani, he's still 1.5 million votes up. And the person who's got to figure it out and has to think very carefully, especially after bringing MUdavadi into the mix, is William Ruto. Because if he pulls a Madimoni Part 2, and Mudavadi is not his running mate,
Yes, yes.
he can forget Luhya votes.
So the only way out is to make, but once he makes Mudavadi the running mate, he
Then he
loses Central
depresses the
Kenya.
Central Kenya, yes.
Yes.
And if you make Central Kenya the running mate and Raila chooses running mate from Central, you go 50-50 and you lose Western.
Yes, so it's a very tricky election.
Tricky election, yes.
I think it's the most tricky ever.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think 2013 was closer.
Why?
I think the race between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013 was close. I think 2007 was even closer. This one, I think...
Kibaki and Raila.
Yes. I think this one, if all factors hold constant, Raila Odinga has the advantage.
This one.
This one, yes.
Thank you very much, Mark. We are very thankful. And
Yes,
we are thankful also to the Nations Circle Launch. And we will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.